The prophecy of Asita, the sage after Prince Siddhartha, was born in the Lumbini garden. The people of Kapilavastu rejoiced and spread the news. At that time, there was a minister who rode a swift horse back to the palace to deliver the good news. King Suddhodana, upon learning that Queen Maya had given birth to a prince, was overjoyed. He summoned many seers to read Prince Siddhartha's fortune. All the seers unanimously proclaimed that the prince possessed 32 physical marks and 80 excellent qualities, if he were to remain in the household life, he would become a universal monarch. If he were to renounce the world, he would surely become a Buddha. The king asked seers, will the prince renounce the world and become a Buddha? Or will he remain in the household life and become a universal monarch? The seers replied, our wisdom is limited, and we cannot determine that. However, there is a renowned sage named Asita, who is known throughout the country. His wisdom surpasses all, and only he can know. The king asked, where does sage Asita reside, and how can we invite him? The seer said, this great sage does not have a fixed abode. If the king burns 3 incense sticks and sincerely prays to the heavens, he will come. King Suddhodana immediately lit the incense sticks and earnestly prayed. Just as the fragrance of the incense filled the air, Sage Asita suddenly appeared before the king. Queen Maya brought the prince out for the sage to see. Sage Asita held the prince in his hands, carefully examining him from head to toe. Finally, he lifted the prince high above his head and burst into tears. Deeply sorrowful, everyone was puzzled, especially King Suddhodana, who asked the sage, why are you crying so sadly? Is there something wrong with the prince's fortune? The sage replied, no, the prince's fortune is exceedingly good. He possesses all the auspicious marks and dignified qualities. He has the 32 physical marks, from the top knot on his head to the 1,000-spoked wheel mark on the soles of his feet. In the world, only 2 individuals have these 32 marks, a Buddha and a universal monarch. However, the 32 marks of a universal monarch cannot be compared to those of a Buddha. Now, the prince's 32 marks are distinct and perfectly positioned. In the future, he will undoubtedly, I am already 120 years old. And by the time the prince attains Buddhahood and begins teaching the Dharma, I will have already passed away. I will not have the opportunity to witness the golden body of the Buddha or hear his marvelous teachings. I am deeply saddened by this, burdened by my heavy karmic obstacles. King Suddhodana wholeheartedly desired that the prince would inherit the throne, carry on the lineage, and never renounce the world to become a Buddha. He tried every possible means to tempt the prince's pure body and mind with the most exquisite sensory pleasures of form, sound, fragrance, taste, and touch, so as not to allow him the slightest displeasure. However, since his previous lives, the prince had diligently cultivated and trained with profound roots and an ocean like wisdom. Faced with all these temptations, he remained untainted, with his 6 senses pure and undefiled. 7 days after the prince's birth, his mother, Queen Maya, whose fortune and wisdom had greatly increased since giving birth to the great and virtuous Shakyamuni Buddha, attained rebirth in the Tusita heaven. This heavenly realm is the 2nd level of the desire realm, situated on the peak of Mount Meru, also known as the land of joy. There are 8 heavens in each direction, with 1 heavenly realm in the center, ruled by the Lord of the 33 heavens, known as Sakakadevanam Indra, or he who is capable. After Queen Maya's rebirth in heaven, the prince was raised by his aunt, Mahapajapati Gautami, who later became a nun and the first bhikkhuni in Buddhism in her honor. The place where the bhikkhunis reside is called the Edaotang, or Hall of Great Love.
Can't you feel my heart beat fast? I want this